What if I told you that one rap beef, some diss tracks, a few social media posts, and one very bad week on the charts, may have cost one of the most successful musicians in history tens of millions of dollars? Not in legal fees. Not in court-ordered damages. In real, documented, measurable money. Streaming revenue. Tour income. Endorsement deals. Brand value. All of it hit at once. We're talking about Drake. One of the most commercially successful musicians of all time. The highest-grossing hip-hop tour in history. A $400 million deal with Universal Music Group. And Kendrick Lamar, the Compton rapper who turned a rap battle into a Grammy-winning, Super Bowl-performing, record-breaking financial machine. To understand what Drake lost, you first need to understand what Drake had. Streaming royalties made up about 35% of his income, averaging around 9.2 billion US streams per year for 5 consecutive years. Touring was 30%. His It's All a Blur tour grossed $320 million, the highest-grossing hip-hop tour in history. Endorsements, including a $100 million annual deal with Stake.com, made up about 20%. And the OVO brand, real estate, and other ventures rounded out the rest. Between 2020 and 2024, Drake averaged 9.2 billion US streams and 15.9 billion global streams every single year. For 5 consecutive years. At Spotify's average payout of around half a cent per stream, that's roughly $45 million in streaming royalties per year from the US alone. Before global numbers. Before Apple Music. Before YouTube. In spring 2024, Kendrick Lamar dropped a diss track aimed directly at Drake. It wasn't just a battle record. It became a party anthem. A cultural moment. In hip-hop circles, the verdict was immediate. Kendrick won. And when one artist wins a rap battle that publicly, the other artist's streaming numbers move in a very specific direction. In the first 5 weeks of 2025 compared to the same period in 2024, Drake's US streaming was down 50%. His global streams were down nearly 47%. His album consumption units dropped 50% year over year. In the same period, Kendrick's catalog was up nearly 300%. Drake went from the most streamed artist to trailing Kendrick in his own genre, in under 12 months. If Drake was averaging roughly $45 million a year in US streaming royalties based on 9.2 billion streams, and his streams dropped 50%. That's a reduction of roughly $22 million in annual streaming revenue from the US alone. Then it got worse. In February 2025, Kendrick won 5 Grammy Awards for the diss track, including Record of the Year and Song of the Year. A week later, he performed it at the Super Bowl halftime show. To an audience of over 100 million people. Grammy wins drive streaming. Super Bowl performances drive streaming. Every major cultural moment generates a measurable spike. Kendrick's catalog got another massive boost. Drake's did not. Then Drake filed a defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group. His own label. The label he signed a $400 million deal with. He alleged Universal artificially boosted the streams of the diss track and promoted it in a way that damaged his reputation. A federal judge dismissed the case. Drake's appeal is still pending as of June 2026. Legal fees for a federal defamation case against a major label are estimated in the millions. Minimum. Every time Drake filed a motion, every court hearing, every ruling, the diss track was in the news again. The lawsuit meant to address the financial damage may have extended it. Every legal move kept the story alive for months longer than it would have otherwise. Touring is where musicians make real money. Drake's It's All a Blur tour grossed $320 million, the highest-grossing hip-hop tour in history. After the beef, Drake postponed the final dates of that tour. The planned future legs went quiet. Meanwhile, Kendrick's Grand National Tour with SZA grossed over $350 million, overtaking Drake's record. Brand deals of $100 million a year are renewed based on cultural relevance. When cultural relevance shifts dramatically, renewals become uncertain. His OVO brand relies on Drake's cultural cachet. When cachet takes a public hit, brand revenue softens. So let's add it up. Streaming revenue loss, estimated $30 to $40 million annually. Legal fees, estimated several million dollars minimum. Touring revenue gap, from postponed dates and lost momentum, tens of millions in unrealized income. Brand value erosion, multi-year exposure, estimated in the tens of millions. Grand total. Depending on how long the streaming depression lasts and whether tours recover, somewhere between $50 million and $200 million in lost and at-risk revenue. While Drake's revenue contracted, Kendrick's catalog streams went up nearly 300%. His grand national tour with SZA grossed over $350 million, a new hip-hop touring record. 5 Grammy Awards. A Super Bowl performance. Forbes #1 hip-hop earner in 2025, surpassing Drake for the first time. The beef didn't just cost Drake money. It transferred financial momentum from one artist to another. The rap industry has never seen a wealth transfer of this scale happen this fast. Your reputation is a financial asset. When it goes up, money follows. When it goes down, money follows that too. It works the same way for a rapper with $400 million as it does for anyone else. If you found this breakdown genuinely interesting. The money behind the music, the financial consequences of cultural moments, subscribe to Finance Daffy. And if you want me to break down the money behind any other cultural moment, drop it in the comments. I read every single one.